So is this a crash for today? Well, not exactly. It looks like a crash, or it feels like a crash, but the volume is still way too low. Even though it feels pretty bad. I mean, yeah, IWM, everything is down. Everything is down pretty much, but it's still higher than the September. So we got a lot more to go. VIX got some volume, but not there yet. So let's look at the broader market, and let's see. Starting with the VIX. Looking at the daily, got some volume here, so it looks like we got more volume to come to match one of these guys. Now it may happen tomorrow. It may happen. What's today? Tuesday? Or is it Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday, so it may happen tomorrow or it may happen Thursday. You need a big volume like these guys. If you look at it, these volumes is where you want to see for a crash. Something like at least somewhere up here, from where the value of it, which is in the 20s, it's not even matching this guy up here, which is in the 30s, and the volume is much higher. So um, we got a lot more downside to go. Unless there's news, there's stimulus, there's something. It could be Amazon. It could be the tech earnings on Thursday evening that will save it. That's a big wild card right now. But going through the broader market, let's just look at the weekly and the monthly. Um, so the target right now is, of course, the 20 week moving average, at least to here. The final target is obviously the low of September, which is where the bottom of the Fibonacci. This would be the final price target. It won't happen. Probably won't happen on in October. We only got a couple of days more in October, but it can happen in November. Another candle to go here may penetrate it a little bit and then reverse. But that is the ultimate target, is the bottom of this Fibonacci, which is the low of here. Um, so that's where it looks like we're heading. Because I mean, look at it. It's just, come on. This is just very negative. You got your top candle. Um, you got your rebound here, attempt a rebound, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then you got this reversal, which is lower than this up here. So this is a lower low. Then you got, essentially you got a reversal candle, two red candles. Yeah, any reversal would still have a magnet to go down to here. So you can have a little bounce at, let's just say we get close to here next week, a little bit bounce, or even next week you get close to here, a little bit bounce. It's still gonna go down. This is the target that it's gonna be based on what you see from. I mean, yeah, this is the ultimate target. There's no way around it. It's just at this point, all this selling is, that's why they talk about October being the crash month, because October is the first month of Q4, which is the portfolio managers, the big investment managers. They are allocating their stocks in their portfolio, and if they're selling, then there are no buyers essentially. Who's buying at this point? I mean, if the portfolio managers are not buying, the retail investors are not buying. So all you have is hedge funds, day traders, momentum traders. I mean, they make a large number, but they can go either way. Hedge funds can go either way. Momentum traders can go either way. Day traders, they can go either way. So there are no long-term investors other than the Feds. So yeah, let's see. I mean, the month of October it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be bad, of course. So you got September and October being down. November, I mean, obviously this is your top candle, so this is the high for the year. for the SPY, the QQQ, everything. So by the end of the year, I mean, we could be down here. It's just hard to say right now, especially if COVID continue to run up. No vaccine. You can get a crash easily. You can get one of these crash scenario. At this point, the market is just this is just the tip of the iceberg. It could be the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure the feds are beginning to see it. I mean, they see this guy is being rescued, and then here, this is break of this level. I mean, it's gonna be one of these guys. So I would not be holding anything long term. You're still up big compared to wherever you got in. In this run up, you're still up pretty big. So I would not be carrying, trying to squeeze any gangs, unless you're day trading. And even then, it's gonna be tricky making money going forward. The volatility is gonna be extremely high. Yeah, everything is just looking negative, to be honest. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's no way to spin this into a positive. At this point, you got I got head fake, to be honest. A big head fake is really disappointing. Essentially, this run up right here, these two big candles starting in October 9th. I mean, I guess you can say, if you look at it, you can say this one, and this is a little retracement. Then you got this big run up. I was thinking this was all investment portfolio managers, and maybe they were investment portfolio managers driving this up. But then COVID took over, and I didn't really pay attention to COVID that much, unfortunately. And COVID started going higher and higher, and I guess all the portfolio managers started selling, 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 selling. So I missed all this downturn, and well, I guess there's more downturn to play. However, it's disappointing to miss all of that, and even today, it's just hard, to be honest. It's just hard to play play the downside, play the short. I mean, it's just not ingrained in me to buy the puts at the beginning, or where this open up. You can look at this open up at 37, low of 35. I mean, I could have easily got, even if I bought it at the open, or try to tick a little bit lower, let's just say 36. The high on here, this is what, 50, 63. That's a big, that's 75. And even if I bought two, three options there, that's 3, 4,000, I guess. How much is that? Um, 35 to 63. So that's a good almost 30 points. So yeah, two options would be close to 6,000, and three options, which would probably be normally what I buy for this small lot. It's 9,000. Now, if I looked at the let me see, 3,100 puts, 3,160. Yeah, this guy right here. Actually, that's not the one. 3,200 right here. Getting this now, if I got this at the beginning, two options. So that would be open of 75 and the high of 95. So that's 20 points. So that's 4,000 if I got two. Yeah, I guess, I mean, yeah, I missed out. Even if I sold the calls at the beginning, let's just say I sold this call right here at the beginning at the open 125. That's 4,000 right there just on one calls. Or even I probably would have got closed it somewhere around here. So this is a high of 125, low of that's about 3,000, two and a half thousand. It's not. I mean, it's the way I should have played. Instead, I scalped. I'm not gonna report any more small numbers. 4,000 is okay, I guess. But really, anything below 4,000 is not worth reporting, because it's just, I mean, all I'm doing is just pickpocketing here and there, and it's not worth the time to report anything lower than 4,000. Um, I mean, really, and in this type of environment, I need to be making 5 to 10,000 to really be worth my time, because this is just so much volatility. You get trapped on one trade, you can lose a shitload of money. So was really counter trending today. Still got some issue with not being a robot. Not, I mean, it's just hard to play the shorts, to be honest. I'm just not accustomed to it at the beginning like that when it gaps down. But that's really, I need to start being accustomed to playing the shorts, because that is the direction, to be honest. I mean, I miss pretty much everything I've been playing this whole month. Essentially, this whole month I've been playing kind of like the opposite of the August run up. I couldn't catch this run up in August because it was just pushing, 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 and it's like right now it's like the opposite. It's just selling, selling. It's so hard to play it, but it's really the reverse of this guy to an extent. I mean, this is obviously this run up is more powerful than this sell off. As funny as that sound, I know September is just difficult because it was just huge selling off. Um, but this is more of a gradual selling off in October. It's not as powerful of a run up. The inverse of the sell off is not as it's almost, but it's not. To be honest, the August run up was just so powerful, and this we probably won't ever see this again. Yeah, we probably won't see this again anytime soon. This type of converted F, and it's more on the QQQ, I guess, is what. Um, yeah, here, right, and Tesla, right. You just see this huge run up, and it's just every day, and it kind of still blank seeded, and now you got this sell off, and it doesn't feel like September, but it feels different, to be honest. And every month is gonna be different. So what is November gonna bring? It's gonna be different. It may be more like July, in to be honest, it'd be more like July in November. Now there needs to be a crash coming up before it be like July, so it needs to get down to this level, um, before you have more of a technical up down. Um, so from this point on, you definitely want to focus on the downside, because everything is pretty much negative. So that's Bookem. Google missed this short. I mean, this is where really yesterday should have gotten. There is no point in trying to time a short when I was hoping maybe there's a gap up today, and then I can short it. The better play would probably have been short a piece here at the end, and if a gap up, short another piece. Instead, this gap down. How can you short when it gaps down like that? I mean, I guess you could, but you feel like you already missed out on this huge, when you could have shorted it yesterday. You feel like you missed out on all of this. And even yesterday in the pre-market when I was doing um, the video, I was thinking of like, should I buy the VIX in the pre-market? And that was the better play, because even if it was to gap down, I could have added another piece. Instead, I missed out on all of this because the VIX was higher. I forget what it was. It was like right here in the let's look at it in the pre-market. Um, yeah, it was like right here, 24 and a half or something. And I was thinking about buying it, but I didn't want to chase, because I was thinking, man, maybe I can, hopefully, maybe I could get it lower. at the pre-market tomorrow, and get, well, no, look at that. They just, yeah, I mean, it's just, and that's just the way it is. I mean, the front runners, they know before you know. And so if you're trying to massage your way into a play, like getting the VIX a little bit lower on the tick, on a gap down tomorrow. And in fact, if had it gapped down to today, it probably would have went all the way down. I mean, that's just the way it works, right? There's no way they're gonna give you something so easily where it gaps down and then it runs all the way up. That's just not how it works. Um, I mean, yeah. So that's just the way it is. You just, if you see it, something, and you feel, or you feel like it's going, a crash is coming, you can't just try to massage your way into it, because the front runner, they know, they see the same thing, they see, and they're gonna get in, and then look at that, they just push it, and that's just the way it is. And now it's like, well, are they gonna push even more? They could, but you feel like, I missed all of this already. So it's hard to get in now because, I mean, I guess, yeah, you have to think about it a little bit more. But that's just the way it is. I guess the volume would tell you the answer. So the volume needs to be a lot higher. So maybe any downtick. And if I'm just gonna continue to track COVID, I guess, and see how that's coming, because essentially the stimulus in COVID is the major, it's going to be the major variable to how this market do. But everything is down pretty much. There's no point in even going through any of these stocks, 'cause they are going to look the same. There's nothing you really want to buy, even though there are candidates that looks good. Like here you got, you got First Solar, but I mean it's already ran up, so but it can go up some more. Tilio got a little bounce today. I wouldn't trust it. Snow, it got a little bit bounce. I think. Let me see what now is. Oh, I saw it up, but now it's not up, so that's funny. So maybe they reported bad earnings. I want to take a look at that real quick. Now it's software. Yeah, still, I guess it's still, yeah, it's down from where it is, but earnings is okay, I guess. Who knows? I mean, this the way the investor is, they could obviously rip this down even further. Who knows? It's hard to say at this point. So Shopify would be the one that's reporting pretty soon to. Actually, it's tomorrow morning is when Shopify is gonna report earnings. And we'll see what happened with Shopify, but everything is down. Valerio is, look at that. I mean, yeah, the little shorts I was talking about is Starbucks. I mean, could have got it yesterday. I mean, but essentially I could have shorted anything, and uh, it would have been a nice short. Google was the other one I wanted. Yeah, and not much to say at this point. There's no point in trying to go over the individual stocks. The whole market is looking weak. Um, we just have to play it pretty safe. Gotta be very careful now. Yeah. Even though I made a decent amount today, I feel like I was going the wrong direction. So looking at this, it always feel like, the what is it? It looks like there's always more call volumes. It's pretty light though. Across for a day like today, it's pretty light. The put options are not that heavy, and the call option is not that heavy. So I don't know if I'm gonna be playing. I gotta see what happened to Shopify tomorrow morning. That's when they're gonna report earnings. But looking at this right here, look at it from the 7 day, and let me look at this from the 60 day, 60 minutes of 14. So yeah, this is pretty negative, of course, and then of course, uh, this has volume. So this one has more upside to go. Probably gonna hit 123 on that one. Let's see on this guy. Yeah, it's got a target of 80. So, selling the cars would probably be the right thing to do. I mean, I just don't. These options are looking like they, both the 2100. Let me see what the 3000 is doing. Yeah. So here, looks like all of this wants to go up, right? Every one of this wants to go up. Uh, yeah, they all look like they want to go up compared to, if you just look at the overall trend, and where this is it, and the volume, it looks like it wants to go up. So yeah, so but and then you look at the cars, and it's dead in the water. There's nothing. This is lower low. Everything is lower low. Let me see, 3200, 3300. Yeah, there's just nothing that indicates that it's gonna rebound. So who knows? Let's see what Shopify do. Tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know if I'm gonna sell a a holder for earnings play, even though it feels like a nice thing to do for Amazon. I mean, gosh, feels like something, but it's just hard to play it right now. The way it's so negative. I wish it wasn't so negative, but I may get brave and do it. I probably won't, to be honest, because what if it miss? That would be a lot of pain. Although if it beats, you just feel like, gosh, I mean, that would be a nice 10,000 to just, I mean, even if I sold the November 3100 right here. I mean, look at that. Oh, 33,000, right? Maybe I just, no, not that one. Puts, yeah. Maybe I'll just sell this guy, and but then it can crash. So it's just like 3,000 is nothing when the ultimate target is 2868. So yeah, probably don't want to touch anything right now. Um, Even though it feels like it's nice to get that earnings play, because it just feels like Amazon is not gonna miss, and it's gonna be a nice gap up, and it just you can make 3,000 right off the bat. It feels nice, but it's just too risky, in the environment. Let's see how Shopify do tomorrow. I might change my front mind the way if Shopify turns out pretty well. But I think Zoom is gonna be something that you can catch, on a run up pretty soon. If there's any, I mean, this is still a golden child. This thing is still looking strong, both on the daily, the weekly, the monthly. So this is the one that most likely, if it gets down to 500 without bearing a crash, right? If there's not a crash, this one would be a nice play, for the upside. That's the only one I would be playing on the upside. There may be some other one, but that's the biggest one. And that would be it.